I'm making this video to talk about writing and self-publishing, and I have some advice for writers out there. The first bit of advice is to keep your day job. Writing isn't big money, it's not fast money, it's very, very slow money. So if you have a day job, make sure you keep it, because any money you're going to make is going to be supplemental income. I mean, over time you'll make enough money to buy a TV or something like that, a big screen TV, or to put away in a savings. I would really tell you to invest it in something like a T-bill or IRA or something like that. But you're not going to make huge money. Two, you need to it's going to be a long time. I mean, even with self-publishing, you're not going to see sales right out the gate. So, if you do want to get sales, you're going to have to hustle. So, you really want to take your time. It's going to be a long time. This is a long haul business. If you're coming into writing, you have to understand that it's not fast money. It's not glamorous money. It's nothing like that. It's very, very slow. Three, which leads into two, is don't expect to get a bestseller. Most books, 90% of books fail, and a lot of them it takes a long time for a book to really find an audience. So you really have to be patient when you're in the writing game. You have to really take your time. I mean, most writers, they usually, if they do make money, it's really slow money, and it's long haul. It's a long haul game. And four, nonfiction sells faster than fiction. So with nonfiction, if you're doing books with nonfiction, that's really how they make the money. That's where most of the money is made in writing, is in nonfiction. Because a lot of those writers they have a platform they can springboard their books on. Like, a lot of them are self-help experts, or they're experts in their subject, and they use the books as a way to sell things like their seminars, or their sessions, or their counseling sessions, or the classes that they have. Some of these guys are professors, or some of them are they're just experts in the field, and what they do is they use the book to sell the classes to supplement what they're selling in the classroom seminars and what they're discussing with people. Others use it for their consulting purposes. So the books really are an extension of their platform. Fiction has always been the hardest hardest genre to sell in books. So if you're a writer of fiction, you have to be very, very, very patient, because the market is very slow, unless you're doing something like romance. But even romance turns over after 6 months. And that's another thing that goes into the whole 90% of books fail. Books a lot of times turn over very quickly, especially if they're published by a trade publishing house. But if they're self-published, you can keep them in print a little longer. But after a while, it really isn't worth the cost over time. Because as a self-publisher, sometimes you can spend a lot of money on a book because you love it, but it's not going to get an audience. And another tip for the other people in the writing game is ebooks are a good way to get started, because it's minimal cost. One, you really want to do ebooks because minimal cost. I mean, it costs you nothing, and you can see what readers like. You can see what the audience is interested in, and they're cheap. They're easy to upload, and they sell. Some of them sell very quickly. Some of them, depending on the genre. And if you're doing fiction, I really would recommend that you do it through ebook first before you do paperback. That way you can see really where if the audience is into what you're writing, or when you're ready, you see what the audience is into, and if they will want to buy that type of book. But for nonfiction, you don't have to really worry about that. If you have a good platform and you have a very good mouthpiece, you can pretty much sell those books right whether yourself, because people are going to want that information that you have in that book. Because nonfiction, people like to learn, and they like to learn what you've taught them. They like to reinforce it, so they're going to buy that book. That's all for now. Just hit me up in the comments and subscribe to the channel.